Welcome to a slightly wonky episode 12 of Cold Iron. I just need to quickly adjust this window. I want to welcome everyone back. I hope everyone had a good Halloween or got to do something fun. Did everyone do something fun? I don't know. I didn't. I mean, I did. I went to the loft and I played some D&D. We were playing Curse of Strahd, so it was a spooky game. Delicia, do you mind your kind of head's being chopped off? Oh, mine too. Can you, like, move your camera up, point your camera up a little more? There we go. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're live. All right. Episode 12. Who knew that we would make it here, hey? A few announcements at the top of the round. We've got another show launching on Wednesday. It's called Queer Questers. The lovely Alicia is going to be the host, and the DM. Sorry, this is extra bonus screwed up right now. My names, like our names are on the screen. I don't even know what's going on. You'll also notice I don't have my normal background, and that's because I'm at Alicia's, because someone's moving into my house, and they are going to make a lot of noise, so I wasn't going to run the game from there. Right, Queer Questers starts on November 7th. It's every Wednesday. It's going to be from 8 until 10 p.m. It features our beloved Emily, who is going to be playing a character with a cool name, apparently. I don't know anything much about it other than it's sort of a mix of Harry Potter and sort of that type of thing.
Like Little Witch Academia.
Little Witch Academia,
like
that's right. Yeah, that's
like...
right. Yeah. So, like, it's about an adventuring school filled with friendly queer folk, and I think it should be really fun. So tune in for the inaugural episode on Wednesday. I'll be there watching. No, I won't be. I lied. But I will definitely be making sure to see it on Twitch or YouTube after. Wednesday nights is, again, my loft game, so... But Alicia's very excited for it, and she's been doing a lot of cool prep, so it's going to be good. Other announcements. You'll be able to catch me on a... I'll post the details on the Twitter somewhere, but you'll be able to catch me on a Extra Life stream. Sunday night from 8 until midnight, and then Monday morning from 6 a.m. till 10 a.m. So that'll be interesting. Sleepy time D&D, but... the coolest thing is I'll be demoing some Humblewood, Decamany's new campaign setting that's in like a beta right now. So if you want to see little bird folk do little bird folk things, then tune in on those things. It's all for charity, of course. Extra Life, the loft where I play D&D on Wednesdays, is running a 24-hour streamathon. So please tune in and donate. Are any of you guys doing any Extra Life stuff? Cool. Bunch of greedy no-goods here. All right, so...
I've already donated to some Extra Life stuff. I don't have time to, like, do one yet. But...
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I dream of the day that I will have the freedom to do that.
All right, well, someday...
No one invited me, so...
Oh. So, passing the buck, I see. Someday... Bianca, your children will be gamers that will be forced to play with, that will have to play with you all the time. Like, that's
definitely.
The investment
Hubby's already thinking of games.
Yeah, that's the investment you make, I guess, in a couple of babies.
Exactly.
So, okay. A quick recap of last week's episode. It started with the second half of a large fight where the train, while moving, finally was being attacked by wild elves riding axe beaks, weird ostrich-like monsters. And at the end of the previous episode, a mammoth was charging towards it, and Walker, who had been out hunting and reconnecting with the land somewhat, rode up on Walnut beside the mammoth and mostly managed to deter it from attacking the train, or derailing it. There was much fighting and blowing up of elves, and just turning them into chunks of elf. And eventually the day was saved, quote unquote. A few of the people in the observation car had managed to subdue one of the elves. Their behavior was strange during the fight. They were referring to you all as strange creatures, and they also referred to the train as some kind of iron worm beast, and something was obviously up. And as you talked to this elf that had been captured, you realized that they were under some kind of influence that was similar to the goop, that was manipulating their vision and making them see things that weren't there. You continued to talk to her, and a clutch detected an evil from Walker. Gave her 10 minutes of kind of lucidity where you got to get to know her. Her name was Astrid. She has no idea where she is and what's going on. And when the spell wore out, she was returned to kind of a hallucinating state. Although it does appear that Anna and Walker have made something of a connection to her, despite the nonsense that she's been seeing. We ended with Sierra and Bianca. Sierra, Ruby, and Lunabelle going for a rest in the sleeping cars after a somewhat tense encounter with the politician who's on board, Nigel. And Sierra had an interesting dream, which she will reveal to the rest of you whenever she is willing to do so. And Walker, you were staying with Astrid, who had been subdued by Sister Greta, the dwarven cleric. And then Anna, you were heading off to find Wendell to try and expedite a use of a greater restoration scroll from Progress's resources. And that's where we're going to pick up. So the fight ended somewhere in the middle of the day. And though you were all exhausted, you're relaxing for the rest of the day. Anna, you are trudging towards somewhere. Where are you heading to look for Wendell?
Where did Greta say I could find him?
If I recall correctly, she said that you might find him coordinating the repair efforts. That was her reasoning for why he wouldn't be able to sign off on the use of the scroll right away. So, just looking around, you know that the dining car was pretty heavily trashed, and that might be a good place to start.
All right, I will head there then.
Right. Yeah, so as you get there, you do see Wendell, you also see Nigel, and Farg and Fidja are kind of looking around at not Farg. Fidja and Sneer, the goblin, are kind of examining the damage as well. There's lots of cursing and like slamming of goblin fists against the wall of the that has been dented in. They don't seem to notice you as you approach.
I kind of like walk up behind and do a very dainty like little cough.
Wendell jumps like almost 2 feet off the ground because he's so hyper focused on the work ahead, and he turns to look at you. Oh, Anna, right?
Anna Sinclair.
Are you?
In my hand.
Are you all right? I understand that you and your colleagues really threw yourselves into this situation.
We're all fine, but there is
good.
someone who could benefit from your help.
Oh, really? Is someone injured?
Something like that, yes. I was wondering if you could... Greta said there was a scroll of restoration.
He grabs like a notebook from his pocket and starts to go through like resource manifest after resource manifest, and he says, "Yes, we've got 2 of those for emergencies. Has someone been cursed, or
Yes.
what did those creatures do to your friend?"
It wasn't the elves. The elves are the ones that were cursed, and we have one. And I think if we use the scroll of restoration, we can get some answers and maybe be better prepared in case something like this happens again.
Nigel overhears, and he turns around and he says, "I'm sorry, Miss Anna, but you say that you have captured one of these people?"
I don't like the word captured. She's in with Greta, who is trying to make her feel better. She seems to be under this really weird spell. It's apparently like the tree curse thing we ran into before.
Tree curse. I can't say that I'm up on all of the events that started Progress's journey, but so you have an elf on the train. One of the elves that attacked the train is now resting in the train, you said. I just
sorry,
need clear.
Do you have the authority to give me the scroll of restoration?
Well, I have the authority to have an opinion on it.
Great. And then I just turned to Wendell. Can you help us?
I can certainly investigate protocol and make sure that we won't need it for someone else. Obviously we have to prioritize people on the train.
This is also a matter of security. If we can understand what the spell is doing to creatures and people, then we can know how to fight it and protect ourselves against it.
Right. How did you learn that they were under some kind of curse? How did you learn that?
Walker did a magic and she turned normal.
Did a magic and turned normal.
Did a whole magic.
One whole magic. That's great. Okay, all right. Well, I guess it has to begin with me coming. The process has to begin with me coming to investigate the situation. I'll be able to do that. I have to monitor the repairs, and there are quite a few. Once Fidge has given us a good rundown of it, I can leave this project, but I imagine I can probably be there in the morning tomorrow.
Is there any way I can help, expedite this process?
I assume that she is secured. Sorry, I guess he doesn't know who it is. I'm assuming the elf is secured.
Yeah. She's in a lot of torment, though.
I mean, immobilized.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a few hours. Get some rest. I'll see if I can come by at the end of the day.
Thank you, Wendell.
Is someone watching her, keeping an eye on her?
She's with Walker and Greta.
I see. All right. Yes, I guess if we can frame it as a security issue, then maybe I can expedite things, but we have limited resources right now, obviously, especially in the magic department. So, I'll do what I can.
Thank you, Wendell.
He kind of takes you aside and says, and sort of puts a hand on your shoulder and leans in and says, I suggest, though, that you be careful what you say. I would just say don't antagonize Mr. Sawyer. It's not because he doesn't deserve being antagonized sometimes, but it's more that I would just worry that just be careful. That's all. Just be careful.
I will do my best.
All right. So you want to head back to? Are you going to take your rest?
Can I rest in the what is it? The cleric's car?
Sure. So you head back there. Walker, are you resting?
Yeah, I'd be resting but keeping an eye, obviously.
All right. So there is one extra cot in there that you could alternate between to rest and take turns in the chair or whatever. We're gonna, even though you're taking a long rest in sort of the middle of the day, we're just kind of, unless you basically will spend the rest of the day helping out with the repair efforts and then having your rest as well. somewhere in there, and then we'll start fresh in the next morning. So is there anything anyone else would like to do? Like,
I'm during my rest and while I'm just hanging out, I want to be brewing up some new breakfast ale. Maybe trying out a few formulae for I don't know, second breakfast ale.
right, the all-important second breakfast ale.
Absolutely. It's a little bit heartier.
All right, so make a like a intelligence roll. Add your proficiency in with your brewery tools,
All right.
and we'll see what you come up with.
All right.
You know what? Do it with advantage since you're building on a previous recipe
Okay.
that has proven to be good.
My brain is slow, just about.
No worries.
All right. So I am working with an 11 intelligence, and I got a 13.
All right. I mean, you're a pro at this point, or like at the very least, you're a experienced amateur, and you start a brew that has a good scent as the boil happens. So
Excellent.
yeah, just doing a small batch to test it out.
Yeah, and maybe while I'm at it, though, I could grab an extra cask, small little cask of breakfast ale, and just send it over to Farg, or bring it over to Farg.
Sure.
That's not too much during a long rest.
No. Again, you're just taking the rest of the day, and no one is asking a whole lot of you because you single-handedly saved the train. Is kind of the rumor that's being tossed around that
We're pretty awesome.
there's a lot of talk of savagery and violent people who live in the woods, and how you valiantly defended the train against them. And there's also, luckily, currently, no talk about there being an elf on board. So, yeah. Does anyone else want to do anything while they're resting? Or the rest of the day? Going once, going twice.
Yeah, I would like to wash up and look at this thing.
Oh yeah, look at the thing. Yeah. Well, you've seen the illustration of it now. It's has the basic form of one of Anna's weapons, except it's bigger. It has a weight to it, but it also feels like something else is helping you hold it up when you lift it, if that makes any sense. Like there's something about it that makes it easier to lift than you would expect. And it has the hammer on it is curved bone, which you can tell is immediately is like the horn of a steer. And then the handle itself actually forms into the tip of the horn of the steer as well. The rest of it it's metal, but it's a onyx and red, kind of like a red onyx kind of color, black but with a red inner glow almost. And its chamber has 5 spaces for 5 bullets in it.
Odd number.
Hmm?
An odd number of bullets.
Yeah.
Is it loaded?
Give me a intelligence check with proficiency.
Three and 1.
Okay. Yeah, you don't actually know offhand right away how to crack it open like Anna does.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know the way you're sure that if you pointed at something and pulled the trigger, something would happen, but yeah, like the actual disassembly of it seems to be, you're not even sure that it actually can open like Anna's guns can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You... I imagine you would start to panic because you don't know how you're going to keep this a secret, if that's what you want to do. And you, as though your prayers are answered from somewhere, it just blinks out of existence in your hand. And then you just have to think about it again, and it pops back into your hand.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. But also convenient.
Oh, I'm gonna pop it away for now.
So unless anyone has anything else they want to do, we'll have the rest of the night, the rest of the evening and night go sort of uneventfully. And morning comes, you're all rested. You start making your way down to the dining car, only to realize that it's not in any shape to handle people. But they've dragged out a few tables and things from the dining car and put them out into the snow outside. And they have... The crew has made like a makeshift kind of tent with a barrel filled with firewood and stuff in it to kind of gather some heat around a place to eat. And they're still preparing the food inside of the dining car, but everyone is sitting outside, bundled up. It's kind of like going to a sugar shack, where, you're eating bacon and eggs, but also there's just steam coming off of everything. There is a excited Nigel comes up to you, all of you, and says, "Ladies, I've got a table set for you right here, and I just want to say thank you for your contributions over the day yesterday. We owe you a great amount of gratitude, and we are in your debt. So please, have a seat."
I kind of eye him a bit suspiciously and kind of look at the table. Not really sure if I want to... how many settings are at the table?
5.
How many of us are there?
There are 5 of you.
Okay.
Luna's not here right now, but she will be at the table with you.
Okay.
I'm sitting already.
Yeah, I imagine
Fork
Luna
in
does.
hand.
Luna does right away too.
I kind of scamper to sit beside Ruby Eye.
Luna says, "This is so great. We have a reservation. I've never had a reservation anywhere before."
What's a reservation?
Oh, it's just when you phone ahead. Oh, sorry. When you
Noodle ahead.
yeah, when you send Noodle ahead to say with a note to a restaurant to say that you are going to be there at a certain time, and then they put a table aside for you.
Very fancy.
Well, you all take a seat.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast is brought over. It's elk bacon and quail eggs, and it's just very delicious. Some potatoes as well. Gotta have potatoes. Everyone's sort of munching away. A few people come and go. Then Nigel stands up and he has he's got like a metal camping coffee cup kind of thing that he bangs with a fork. And he says, "I just want to say a little something about what occurred yesterday. We were savagely ambushed as we were making our way through the woods, and 5 valiant heroes stepped up to provide aid in our time of need. Though I'm sure the members of our military who are on board also contributed to this. No one was more on the front lines than these 5 heroic women." He gestures over to the table, and he says, "Each one of you should be commended for what you did yesterday. The wilderness sought to attack progress, to slow it down, and you rose to the challenge. So, to the heroes of progress. And he lifts up his coffee cup, and then everyone lifts it up as well. And then they take a sip, and there's a smattering of clapping, because they're not sure if that's the type of situation where they should clap. But some people clap. And then Lunabelle claps.
Sierra just like pulls her hat over her face and tries to like not look conspicuous.
I would like to salute them all with my drink.
All right.
Just nod. Chug, chug.
Anna's kind of torn between hating that Nigel is speaking at all and also being very like, ooh, hero of progress. Me? C'est moi? Kinda. So there's a bit of a internal battle going on.
Mixed feelings, yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of the people kind of eat and start to head out. What would you like to do with your day? The train is stopped, so there could be some exploration up ahead. Yeah. What would you like to do?
I know Anna's pretty preoccupied with what's going on with Astrid.
If Wendell came by, Wendell did come by, but you had both been asleep. And Sister Greta, when you woke up, told you that he had come, he had seen the situation, and that he hopes to be able to get the appropriate parchments filled out for this morning sometime. So, that's the progress on that. You can head back there at some point and see if there's been any movement. Yeah. Anything else anyone else wants to check in on or do?
I still wouldn't have left Astrid.
Right, okay. So you're not at breakfast. All right. Astrid, eventually the kind of charm that's on her has worn off a little bit, and she starts to get restless again and rambling about strange things and about the walls constricting and like she was being swallowed by some beast, and it's generally unsettling to hear her talk about what she's seeing. A couple of times, though, she reaches out and grabs onto your arm. So, something about her knows that you're not a bug. Even if you look like one.
Not the most buggy.
Right. Lunabelle says that she's gonna finally get around to investigating her strange ice flower. And she's heads over to the laboratory cars to deal with that.
If we're just like passing time, like if I'm just like sitting there in the room, like aside from like keeping an eye on Astrid, I'd be like fiddling with my like crossbows and stuff like that, just because especially now I've seen Anna have like cooler weapons, and I'm all like, to make these cooler somehow I have to like up my game now. So I'm just like fiddling with my stuff. Like,
give me an investigation check. With proficiency, because your weapon proficiency applies.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't have like the dice out, but that's that sound. Oh, well, this one hasn't been good to me. I'm gonna try it though. That wasn't too bad. With proficiency, which I mean we only have +2, so that's a. Oh wait, plus. It was intelligence, straight intelligence.
Yeah.
So that's a -1. So that's down to a 17.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you think you're not sure you can get any more damage out of it, but you think that you can tweak it so that you can increase the range a bit, based on what you've seen from Anna's gun. Something about the length of the barrel is like causing increasing the range and the distance on it, and you think you might be able to mod your crossbow to do something like that.
Yeah.
You don't know.
That's what she's. Yeah, she's imagining like. I'll wait to like RP it. That's cool.
All right. Yeah, but you don't know how to do it, but you know that it could be done. Yeah.
Cool.
As you're wrapping up breakfast, Nigel comes over again, and he says, he comes over to Ruby and says, again, thank you, protecting the civilians and whatnot. That's, we didn't ask that of you, and you stepped up. So, just again, I know I've been spouting on about it, but my appreciation needs to be known. I do have a favor to ask. A lot of the people of the train are a little skittish now, for obvious reasons. Your friend is harboring one of those elves. It's not my choice to say one way or another. But I do know about that. I can probably grease the wheels for you, but I think if it's copacetic with you, then I think that maybe that you should, if you could, maybe move a little further along ahead of the train on foot or horseback to investigate to make sure that, no more of these people will be coming around anytime soon. I don't want to make this seem like a political thing, but it would look good.
No, I understand. It is political, but it is also a good idea. Let me talk to my colleagues, and we'll see. It's not a bad idea, but I would really like you to, in exchange for me doing this, I'd really like you to expedite that healing scroll for our visitor.
Right.
And if we could keep her presence between the five of us, you and Wendell, that would be great.
Right, of course. Mum's the word. I represent many of the financiers of this journey, and so that scroll was funded by them. And I think if I can speak on their behalf and grease that wheel, as I mentioned, then Wendell might be more keen on,
How long do you think it'll take for those wheels to be greased?
Oh, I'll go speak to him immediately. I'm assuming you can round up your gang of heroes and...
I will begin rounding us up, and we do not depart till that scroll has been given to the to Sister Greta. Excuse me.
Right. Then I will for the sake of optics, I think that I will expedite myself to Wendell's side, and we'll get the ball rolling on that paperwork.
Wonderful. I'll get talking with the others.
Excellent. I'll see you soon. I should hope.
Pleasure.
He somewhat frantically starts heading towards to the back of the train. Wendell is back there now with the lab car surveying the damage there, and yeah.
I just kind of, because I'm sitting beside Ruby, I kind of grab her elbow and just sort of look over and be like, I don't want to owe him anything.
Well, I think it was a pretty cut and dry deal. We don't do anything until she gets her scroll. Sir.
He's a politician, though.
He is.
I've met so many people like him back in Bellisk. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Well, what were we gonna do with our day anyway? Exploring out front seems fun, challenging. What's your concern? What would you rather do? Shall we renegotiate?
I'm just saying we should be careful with what kind of deals we make with Nigel. That's all.
Fair enough. I am still in, I guess, his employ, since I am an employee of the train. So, in a tricky position.
Yeah, and technically, Anna, you are as well.
Anna doesn't seem to register that as an important fact.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think so. Right. So, Walker, you are still back at the chapel car. And Ciara, what have you been up to?
I was privy to this conversation, but
I guess so, yeah.
I have no problem going into the woods. Not for him, but maybe because I can attempt to shoot this ghost gun. But I guess Luna's here too. It's so weird role playing with someone who's not here. I'm fine to go into the woods, not for his sake, but just because I'm curious to see if anyone is left out there.
I think that I need a break from adventuring today, but I'm just so curious about this flower, and I hope that it can get turned into beer or something. I really want to do some science today.
Isn't the lab blown up though?
Oh. Well, then I think I should go help. Farg's gonna do it all by himself. I just know that that's what's gonna happen, and that's not what I want.
Poor Farg.
But, if you want to go adventuring in the woods, then you should.
Well, I mean, okay, go check in on Fark. I mean, he's probably going to need some help anyway, since he's got that breakfast ale, and I know he likes it.
Right.
But maybe maybe Emily and we could go check on Walker and see if she wants to take a break. Maybe get some fresh air.
I'd like to check in with Walker and Astrid.
All right.
I don't know if I'm gonna go on the expedition, but I think checking in with Walker's where I want to start.
Okay. Ciara, you're on board with that too?
I don't have anywhere to go.
All right.
The train's broken.
Yeah. Resigned to your fates, you you start to head down to the chapel car, and yeah, Walker is in there. She seems a little half awake, not getting a ton of sleep, but Astrid has been given had another kind of spell of rest cast on her by Greta, so she seems to be resting somewhat peacefully.
What, should we inform Walker of our intention to go?
Yeah, sorry, I was mid-yawn.
Sister Greta says, not a lot of room in here for too many people, but
oh, we'll be quick. We won't be long.
it's fine.
We
It's fine. I mean, all are welcome. Obviously, all are welcome here.
Hey, Walker. How do you feel like getting some fresh air?
I'd really like that, but I'm not super comfortable leaving Astrid yet.
Nigel and I had a bit of a chat, and he is expediting the necessary scrolls and what have yous for Astrid as we speak, but sort of with a condition. He asked that we go explore ahead of the train, sort of scout up ahead, see what's there, make sure there's no more nasty surprises. I told him we'd do that, at least some of us would, provided that scroll came to you for Astrid. Do you think you could join us, or are you going to stick around here? Right now it's just a couple of us.
All right, so if we go on exploring, they'll help out Astrid.
They will, and he'll keep her presence here under wraps.
I think Walker turns to Sister Greta and it's like, all right, you gonna keep her asleep every time she starts rousing. She starts talking about some pretty scary shit. So I just want to know you're gonna keep an eye on her.
I will not leave her side. You have my word.
Do you still have the note that I left you to say to her when she wakes up?
I could have, like, that time that I was sitting in there, some of the time I would have spent with Greta, like Sister Greta, practicing, like, just like having her like say the words in Elvish and stuff like that. So that she has like the written thing to go off of, but also just practice it a little bit, so it's not just like complete.
Perfect. Yeah, no, my Elvish is rusty to non-existent, but I think Walker's got me more than prepared to do it. When the scroll is released to me, then I will make sure that I don't use it until you are back.
Thanks.
Did he say when this might happen, Ruby?
I told him we weren't leaving till that scroll was in your hands. So we'll
okay.
We'll go check in with him and make sure that's on its way to you. He said it should the wheels should be greased quickly.
There's a beat and then there's a knock on the door, and it swings open and Wendell is standing there with Mr. Sawyer, politician, behind him. They kind of squeeze into the already packed chapel car, and Wendell says, okay, you're all here. Good. Yes, he's got like a stack of papers in his hands, 4 or 5 papers, and he says, I've got permission to sign over the scroll for use with the elf. I just need these signed by Sister Greta to show that she's aware that the use of it sort of falls on her. Just sign here and initial here, and sign here and here and here, and if you can put your birth date here, and then if you can initial your birth date, good. And then you'll have to just sign 6 more times here, and then I'll need my copies, so you'll have to do it again.
Walker's grumbling. She's like, I fucking hate this paperwork bullshit. Fucking garbage.
Paperwork makes the world go round, Walker. I'm sorry that that's the case, but, it's my job. All right, and then we just need the safety copy, and then we should be good to go. So
I'm very obviously rolling my eyes at him.
Yeah. Nigel is kind of doing the same with like a grin on his, like a slight grin on his face. All right, about 20 minutes passes. All the paperwork is signed. And she grabs a key that's in a pouch on her belt and unlocks the chest that contains all the scrolls. She goes through and grabs a Greater Restoration scroll.
Excellent.
I just need to quickly look up exactly the rules for Greater Restoration. Now, do you want to do this right away? Alright, it's just an instantaneous thing.
Walker, Anna, what do you guys think? She can heal while we're away, or we leave her suffering for longer and heal her when we get back.
She's asleep right now, so even the restoration spell is not going to stop that from happening. So, I'd say you have a couple hours at least before she'll be able to talk.
Well, shall we take a couple hours and then heal her, or that'll give us time to get out and see what's up ahead?
No, if I do the restoration now, then she'll be awake in the next couple hours when you come back.
Yeah, I'd rather you do it as soon as possible. I don't want her having those nightmares she was talking about.
Yeah, her rest appears quiet, but I think it might. I think the nightmares may still be occurring. Right, so I'll do that right now. She unfurls the scroll, says a few holy words to Astley. The scroll burns up with a bluish flame, just burns up into nothing. And then Astrid's breathing calms. Her sleeping has been steady, but it's obvious that her breathing is a little ragged, and that seems to calm somewhat. And then she just gently rolls over onto her side and sort of scrunches up into a fetal position a little bit, facing the wall of the train. Well, it appears to have done something. I'll keep an eye on her while you, keep us safe or whatever it is that you're doing.
Before they leave, Anna takes a blanket and tucks it under Astrid's chin and just makes her she's all cozy.
She looks cozy. She kind of grabs onto the blanket and pulls it closer, unconsciously. Well, from the doorway you hear Nigel say, "Okay, my side of the bargain is done, so please, it's not, I mean, obviously if things get dangerous, you don't have to engage. We just need to know, we need to be better aware of what's coming up."
We will do our best to be sneaky and identify things.
All right. Those are two very specific things to be doing, but I appreciate them nonetheless. All right. Greta is very keen on getting everyone out, and she's just doing the casual, long goodbye, where she's got her hands and she's moving people towards the door, and saying goodbye multiple times as you all leave.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's do this. Let's grab any gear we need.
We're going on foot?
I mean, I'm no fan of horses, but I suppose they would let us get there faster. Get what we need to do done.
Yeah, let's grab the horses.
This is just a scouting mission they're sending us on?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we just would appreciate if you take a look ahead, scout ahead, make sure there is no make sure no threats, no future threats coming up. We want this train moving again soon, and the last thing we need is for a repeat of yesterday.
All right, let's head out. We're going to get horses, you guys said?
Yep.
Go ahead. Okay.
Alrighty. Since Lunabelle isn't coming with you, you can probably ride on Peanut.
Yep.
If you want, Ruby Eye.
I don't think any other one is gonna suit me.
There is Bluto, the Clydesdale, but yeah, that doesn't seem like the best move for old Ruby Eye. So you all mount up and start heading up to the front of the train.
All right, let's do that. Let's. Is Peanut a boy or a girl horse? Does it even matter?
Peanut's a girl.
All right, giddy up, girl. Let's go.
Yep. You all start going. Actually, Ruby Eye, if you don't have a lot of experience, I'll need an animal handling check, please.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Well, it could be worse. It's not great.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Peanut does sort of what you want under protest. You are a little heavier, I think, than Lunabelle is, and she likes Lunabelle quite a bit. But you manage to corral her a little bit. Occasionally, she stops or turns in a direction you don't want her to go in, but you drag behind a bit, but you keep up well enough.
That's okay. Yeah, I was gonna say if I can at least try and get her in between another horse or two, and they'll follow each other, because I don't particularly want to be in charge of a horse either.
Right. So you sort of just use the draft behind someone else to kind of keep Peanut going in the right direction. Yeah, you head up the train. You see that repairs are being done. Sneer is on the inside of the dining car, hammering out the wall so that it straightens out a bit with a large mallet. You can hear the impacts and hear the goblin swearing as he's just like pounding out the side of the car so that it can be used again. Fidja is looking at the mechanism on the door on the side because it was completely destroyed, and so as you're going by, you see that she's got a tool belt on and is just sitting on the roof, lying on the roof, hanging over the side, trying to repair the sliding door mechanism on the dining car. She looks up and waves as the horse hooves in the snow kind of get her attention. She says, stay out of trouble there, everyone.
I have a feeling they're sending us into trouble, but...
Well,
we'll try and keep you out of trouble.
Just try not to put your foot in it. You keep going.
Can Peanut step in like a pile of poo left from one of the horses in front of it?
Yeah, you're getting all the poo.
Well, just, try not to step in it and then...
Right, of course.
Yeah. Cool.
To have a visual representation of what not to do. Yeah.
Or, foreshadowing, who knows?
That's right. When you get to the end of the train, near the engine, you hear heavy horse hooves coming up behind you, and to your right, on Bluto is what's his face? Just escaped me. He said he would come for a ride with you. And
the army dude?
Angus?
Not Angus. Wow. How could I forget this guy?
Jonas?
Jonas!
Yeah.
That's right. Oh my god. I really derped out on that one.
I
Jonas.
was like, all I could remember is that the other crew calls him something ass. I was like,
Yeah.
what is...
Jonas. Jonas rides up beside you and he says, I was sad to be out of the action yesterday. Do you think that I might be able to join?
You're a guest.
All right.
Yeah, more the merrier.
I've got a bit of an upgrade, and he shows that he's got this long sword on his belt now. So, I mean, I don't anticipate any kind of danger. I really hope that we're, just finding something neat to look at or what have you, but I just, I'm sad that I couldn't help yesterday, so here I am.
What happened yesterday?
Well, I was just preoccupied with my friends, making sure that they were safe during the attack. I was in with a bunch of the passengers as well, and I thought it wasn't right to leave them.
That's helping out plenty.
Still, I mean, you got to ride on top of the train, and I haven't done that forever, and
not a recommended practice.
It can be fun though. It can be real fun. It's frowned upon while you're on duty, of course, but and then Anna, you blew up something. I'm really sorry I missed that. I don't know how you pulled that one together, but
Anna starts looking really uncomfortable. Because sort of any time anyone mentions
the blowing up.
Yeah. It's no longer a point of pride. It's very much...
You're ashamed of it?
Yeah.
He sees that look on your face and says, well, now, Miss Anna, you did what you had to do.
Well...
I don't know how I'm feeling about these elves. But I certainly hope we don't have to deal with that again anytime soon. There were a lot of terrified people in that train.
I think the elves are terrified too.
I don't know. I mean, how do you mean?
Well, they just ran off pretty quickly. Seemed like something was spooking them more than just the five of us.
Well, they saw the might of progress, like you really brought thunder down on them, and I think that's what scared them off. Obviously, they weren't stupid.
Might be.
They don't. I mean, they seem a little wild. I imagine they aren't dumb. They aren't gonna stick around as they get blown up and shot at and etc. So.
I don't think it's that simple.
All right. Well, I'm all ears. So.
Let's go look ahead, and hopefully we don't run into any more of them. We'll see what we can find.
All right. I'll need animal handling checks from everyone but Sierra.
Sweet.
13.
All right.
Yay! I got a 19.
All right.
Finally.
17.
Okay. Ruby Eye, you get Peanut kind of in line a little bit. Peanut's resigned to her fate for now. The rest of you are starting to get the hang of how to keep your horses in line. And Jonas seems to be handling Angus very well. So despite Jonas is a tall man, but he still only comes up the shoulder on Angus. But he seems to handle it pretty well.
What wasn't his horse named like Blue Talk or something like? What was?
Sorry, Bluto. Yes, Angus was someone else.
Angus was his bird. What? Oh, sorry. I don't know that.
Yeah, Angus was his bird. Yeah, Bluto is the horse. Yeah.
Whoops.
So, yeah, the snow crunches underneath the hooves, and you leave the train behind, and you travel along what seems to be maybe a mile or 2 miles of track that has been laid, and then the track ends, and you find yourself heading deeper into the woods. Walker, can I get a survival roll from you, please?
Yep. Oh, and it's a forest, so I have advantage because
Yes.
it's my.
Because you're a ranger in the forest.
terrain. Yeah. That's a 21.
All right. You're kind of taking point, and you're keeping an eye out for anything of interest, of anything of any dangerous things. You're also keeping an eye out for animals. There doesn't seem to be a lot around. There's a steady snowfall that is not clouding the view, but definitely deadening a lot of the sound that's around. And so it's very surprising. You're kind of lulled into a sense of security where you go for another mile or so, and you see a building. It's actually 2 buildings side by side. One has a large double door on the front. There's a sign that's kind of partially obscured by snow. And then hanging in front of that door, and then the building directly connected to it on the left has another little sign posted up that says Holt's General Supply. Okay. And yeah, you seem to have stumbled upon some kind of clearing in the woods with a couple of buildings. And we're going to leave it there. We're trying something new this week. We're going to take breaks every hour. We're going to do 10-minute breaks, 2 10-minute breaks instead of 1 15-minute. There was a vigorous internet discussion about this, apparently, and a lot of people seem to agree that if more shorter breaks were better for the players and stuff. So we're going to try it out. I will say we are on Cold Iron last week. We made Twitch affiliate, I guess is what it's called. So that's really cool. You can subscribe to our channel now. So if you're interested in helping out and supporting us make more content, you can do that. You also have the option of just tipping us. There's a little hand-drawn tip jar somewhere down below that you can transfer real money into. And we would appreciate that. It goes to our ongoing pizza fund and also to maybe upgrade some equipment and that kind of stuff. So please, if you like my dumb voices and my excellent players, please check those things out. Otherwise, we'll be back in 10 minutes at 10 after 2 to further... okay. Yay. Yeah. Just a reminder to viewers at home, I am not at my home setup, and so I clicked on main scene, but it was the wrong main scene. So we're all good, we're all here, and we're all back. And you were approaching a couple of buildings. One is a medium-sized, it's compared to maybe a couple of train cars side by side, and then the smaller building, the little shop, Holst's General Supply, connected to the side is much smaller.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, not huge. And you see no movement around other than the snow kind of blowing. The rooftop is covered in snow. There is some smoke coming from the chimney. What would you like to do?
I would slow down and turn to everyone and be like, "Y'all seen this? See 2 buildings up ahead?"
I thought we were the only ones out here.
Yeah, this seems pretty contrary to what we've been told.
A lot of things seem pretty contrary to what you've been told.
That is true.
There was some talk of previous attempts to settle up here. But a general store and whatever this other building is kind of very strange out here. It's in not as bad disrepair as you would expect. It's still in pretty good shape, if a little wind-worn.
It doesn't look like anyone's using it now. It looks nonetheless abandoned, or does it?
No,
look
it's
like...
got it has the fireplace on. There's a chimney with smoke coming out of it.
Can we circle around it on our horses?
Sure, the clearing is wide enough that you
idea.
can get a look if you'd like to make perception checks.
Mm-hmm.
All of us?
Sure, anyone who's interested.
I'm like, I don't care. 16.
18.
21 again.
9.
Ruby Eye, you're spending most of your time making sure that the horse doesn't knock you off of it. So looking at things and riding the horse aren't something you can do at the same time. The rest of you are kind of peering in windows that have curtains that are hanging open, and there appear to be the bigger building appears to be some kind of bar or saloon. It's got patrons in it, people with drinks, and yeah, it seems to be operational.
Are these humanoid patrons?
Yeah.
It's not like a bar for bears?
How high did you roll, Walker?
21.
Okay, you rolled the best amongst everyone, I think. Yeah, there appears to be a dwarf behind the bar and a human waitress serving drinks. It's a little family of gnomes in there.
Seems like there's all manner of folk inside. We go check it out if y'all want.
Yeah, I'm down.
Sure.
Maybe we have a real easy scouting trip and just talk to these folks, find out what's up ahead, and have a drink and report back.
Can only
Sounds
help.
good to me.
Okay, there's places to tie up horses in front. They have a name, but I can't remember what it is.
Hitching posts.
Hitching posts. Yeah, that's right. So there's a place to hitch your horses, and yeah, there's a little bit of a step up to a porch, and then large double doors. No saloon doors, of course, because having them open to the elements is not smart. But yeah, they seem to just push open easily. You're all just heading in.
Stroll on in.
I'm just going
Jangling our spurs.
I'm still going to be futzing with the horse.
Okay.
Trying to get used to
You're
it.
gonna hang back
So
a
I'll
bit.
stay outside, yeah.
As you go in, some hurdy-gurdy music catches your ear, and you look over, and one of the gnomes, which they seem to be a family, mother, father, and daughter. The father is leaning with his feet up on the table, turning a crank on a hurdy-gurdy that's playing kind of this kind of creepy, kind of sweet, circusy kind of tune that's filling the place. And the barkeep looks up, and he seems genuinely surprised to see you, and says, customers, do you want a seat? Do you want to sit down, and are you here to stay, or Customers. Madalena, get them a table. Get them set up with chairs and stuff. And Madalena rolls her eyes and puts the tray down that she has and silently moves over to a table and just gestures at it. Just like very matter-of-factly.
Great server.
What can I get for you? Do you want whiskey or a beer or what have I got? I got goat's milk. I think it's gone off, but right. What can I get for you? My name's Buford. Buford Holst, and I am the proprietor of this fine establishment. Why is the sign covered again? Oh, the Frosted Rose is what the name of this place is. Madalena will be over soon with drinks, and make yourself at home, make yourself comfortable, warm by the fire. People, I am a little rusty. No offense to present company. So if I can get everyone to make perception checks, are you all settling into the table?
Yeah, I am.
Mm-hmm.
Can I be done with my horse, or do you want me to check?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to head in now. I guess I'll do a check too.
Sure, yeah. You just as you peek your head in, yeah.
Inside and not being a forest, not my forte. Rolled a 2.
Oh, all right. You're kind of still a little dumbfounded, I guess, that there's even a place here. You do notice that the connecting building has a doorway. Like there's a door, or it's just an opening, really, that connects this place to the general store. And
so it's like a frame, like an open frame?
Yeah, just like a door frame that connects it. It's really just one building, like 2 rooms.
Okay, that's cool.
I got a 12.
A 12, okay.
I got 7.
Got a 9.
All right.
We're all very distracted.
Yeah. Ruby Eye, you're the only one that really gets, since you come in late and everyone else is staring dumbfounded around at the situation here. You do get an idea of who's in the room. Also, this appears to be an inn of some kind as well. There's a saloon on the main floor and an inn upstairs. It has the classic balcony around the edge so that you can see down into the main room. You look up and there are a couple of people in semi-undress leaning over the balcony. A half-elf woman and a human man. And they kind of idly wave at you with a smile as you come in. You see the dwarf behind the bar. You see Madalena, the waitress. There is a woman in robes sitting alone at a table off to the side. There's the family of gnomes with the father playing the hurdy-gurdy. And there's one more figure that Ruby Eye you spot. He's sitting at the bar. He's got a long black coat on and a broad black hat.
Do I have to pass by the bar to get to our table?
No, the bar's as you come in the front doors, the bar's at the back of the, giant hand there for a second. The bar is at the back of the room. So your table is just sort of in the middle of this open hall.
Does he look like the shadowy figure we've seen before? It sure sounds like it.
If you go, if you want, you can investigate and get a little closer.
Sure. Well, hang on. I can try that.
Okay.
Sure, I'll try that. Might as well. I do not. No. I got a 10 and I needed at least an 11.
Yeah, so you you get up to close to try and look at him. Maybe you pull yourself up to the bar. And then he swings towards you as you're kind of leaning to just get a look. He swings towards you and you see the face of a very young man. And you realize that this coat and this hat don't fit him very well. The hat's a little too big and it's all of it is like just his sticking out ears are the only thing that's keeping it from falling down over his face. And the coat looks like it belongs to someone broader shouldered than him. But he turns to you and he's got anger in his eyes and he says, Can I help you?
I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else. Excuse me.
Yes,
I'm
I
gonna go
suggest
back
you
to
do
my-
excuse yourself. I'm trying to drink quietly with my thoughts. Leave me
Just
be.
gonna go meet up with my table
All
and
right.
tell them, be like, oh my god, I think he's wearing like the same outfit as that dude that we've run into. But I don't think he's the same guy. Also, totally embarrassed myself over there, guys.
What do you mean?
The guy in black that we saw that night.
Was
Think-
I there for that?
I honestly I can't even remember. I'm super. My memory is shot.
I know he showed up. If the person you're talking to is the man in the black coat, he
He
showed
was
up
at the goop tree.
He was at the goop tree, which you were not there for, Ruby. Eh?
No, but we saw something else. He showed up again, didn't he?
Yes, I guess so. I don't. I don't remember. I'm drawing a blank.
Now I can't remember.
Is he? Are you thinking of the one that was described by the elf girl too, when she sort of like came to and she talked about this dark figure came to her?
Yes,
town?
that might be what you're thinking of.
Sure, let's
Yeah.
go with that.
Yeah, and that makes
Might have
sense.
been when I was catching up on episodes that I'm mixing it up.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, you make this connection to this black coat and the description of the man in black coming to talk to the elves. As you pull up to the table. Beers are brought over, a round of whiskeys as well, and Madalena says, he says that this is on the house. I told him this is no way for us to make money, but what do I know? And she wanders back to the bar. She just kind of
Can I
leans.
tip her before she wanders?
I was gonna do the same. Yeah, go for it.
Sorry?
Can I tip her before she wanders away?
Sure.
Yeah, like tip her a silver piece.
Oh, a silver piece. Good. Yes, this will really help. Thanks. And she tucks it into the front of her apron.
Before she, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say before she goes, Anna wants to know if there's any candy in the general store.
The general store is more for supplies, for if you are looking to go mining or climb something that's very tall. He's not, we have basic rations, but no sweets for little babies.
Rats. I was hoping to bring something back for Lunabelle.
I mean, we have not updated our stock in some time, but Buford would know better. So you can talk to him if maybe he's got candy hidden away somewhere.
How long have you been open?
I've been working here for 20 years. Buford has owned this place for almost half a decade now. Half a century, I mean.
Not much else around here.
Oh, we used to have business, but people got frightened and decided that wasn't worth trekking deep into the woods for a few beers. So, where do you all come from?
Bellisk? Do you know
City.
it?
Right, yes, I've never been, but, yes, okay. Why are you all the way out here?
Oh, we thought there was no one out here, and we were exploring to see what was around.
Right.
Surprised to find you and to hear that you've been here 50 years.
Well, I mean, the Frosted Rose has been here 50 years, but I mean, I guess 20 years is a long time to be working anywhere, but, yeah. A lot of these people, they're here, basically just live here now, and we keep them safe, so. Anyway, I'm sorry if my demeanor is grouchy, I just am very rusty with this serving business. Thank you for the tip. I'll make sure it gets split amongst everyone.
What do you think they're afraid of?
I mean, it's cold and wintry. Keep them safe from the elements.
I feel like people would know about those. Doesn't seem right.
No. I mean, they're clearly on good terms with the elves. I'm pointing upstairs.
There's a half elf up there, but yeah.
Close enough.
Whoa.
Has Ruby not noticed my ears?
I have.
Okay.
I have, Walker. No offense.
The man in the coat at the bar slams a hand down on the counter and says, "Buford, I want another drink right now. Just bring the bottle over. You're too slow."
Can I roll perception on like whether I recognize the hat and the coat from before?
Yeah.
Walker's gonna like whisper to everyone, just be like, "Didn't y'all got any sort of senses for magic? I wish the little Miss Luna were here to maybe sense for that sort of thing."
Natural 20.
Ooh.
I can't help you,
Sierra.
but I
go ahead.
was hoping I could check my beer before I enjoy any of it. Give it a sniff.
I can help you all out in a second.
Cool.
Sierra, you, the silhouette, even of him sitting against the bar, makes you think. You basically you flash back to the night when everything changed for you.
Our PTSD is the worst.
Yeah, and you are certain at the very least that this person is wearing the same thing. And something about their voice is familiar, but not. And you kind of don't get a good look at their face from where they're sitting. They're facing away.
I am going to take a shot out of my own flask.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I can cast detect magic on like someone's drink. I know it won't show poison or anything. I don't know.
Detect magic is actually a ranged effect, so it would detect magic in like a radius, and you would just get information about anything nearby.
Let's do that.
So you'll be able to basically check everyone's drinks if you want. So okay, you cast detect magic, and you don't sense any magic anywhere.
Anywhere in the bar.
No. Well, I mean, I'm not sure what the range is on detect magic, but I think it's 20 feet or something like that.
I hate that everything's in feet. It's so confusing.
Give us metric, damn it!
Yeah.
6.5 meters.
6.5 meters. It's 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, yeah. Nope. No magic lighting up anywhere. Other than, like, the little bit of magic that you have amongst yourselves, I guess. If there is any. But nope. The drinks seem clean. I mean, yeah, they wouldn't detect poison, but...
Guys, I have Dwarven Resilience. I'm gonna try a drink first.
Sure.
Well, other than the one that Sierra just drank. So you
Well,
had the
I
whiskey?
My own stuff. No, I have my own.
Oh, it was your own. Okay. I will try
like-
a little.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say, I feel like Walker's already been drinking, and she like stops and like looks at you guys all like checking for poison.
But you're a half elf. Don't you have immunity?
I think I have resistance to being charmed and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
not necessarily.
Dwarves are the ones with poison resistance and things. Alright, give me a constitution roll, Ruby Eye.
Can do, and I've changed up my D20 for a hopefully better one. So
Alright.
let's not do well. Hang on. 10.
If it's poisoned, you can't taste it, and the beer tastes pretty good.
All right. I'm gonna just start drinking then.
Alright.
'Cause it's yummy beer.
Anna, what are you up to right now?
Just kind of observing, watching, picking up my big I guess, tankard of beer after I see everybody else start drinking. Not really sure why I'm waiting, but just following everyone's lead just in case.
You have caught the eyes of the gnome family, and the hurdy-gurdy music seems to get louder as the father hops towards you out of his chair and over, and he's like, care for a show?
Yeah, yes?
Tamala, Dot, and he like gestures over, and they kind of pop out from behind him. And then they do this kind of... He's playing the hurdy-gurdy, and he's very... Even though he's a gnome, he's very broad, and his shoulders are very wide, and there's lots of room for them to kind of hop up onto his shoulders and hop around, and they fan out. And it's like a real whole tumble circus routine. And there's lots of hup, hup, hup as they like hop around, and he plays the hurdy-gurdy. And then about a minute of this goes on, and he says, ta-da! And then a hand comes out.
Oh, God.
Anna, like, shakes it.
I don't know.
I'm gonna politely clap and wait and see.
Sorry, go ahead then.
No, go ahead.
I would say Walker would pull out one gold piece from her side and start to like hand it over, but as she's doing it, she's starting to say, "That was real great. Thanks. Are y'all from around here? There are a lot of other people who live around here? Is there?"
Oh, the Frosted Rose is our home away from home. Although it's kind of just become our home, I think. We entertain the guests that come through, and, Bongo, Tamala, and Dot, we're known far and wide as the greatest Tumbler family around. So, yes, we're here all the time.
Anna is very upset that Lunabelle is missing this.
Yeah.
Because she knows that, this is right up her alley.
He snatches the gold coin out of your hand and tucks it away and says, "That's very generous of you there, miss. What's your name?"
My name is Walker, and then in Gnomish, I'm gonna say, are these areas safe? Has anything weird been like happening here? Like, I'm gonna ask that since we're here scouting anyway.
In Gnomish, he replies, "There's nowhere safer than the Frosted Rose. We haven't had trouble here in forever."
Insight check. Can I insight check? Sorry.
Yeah, for sure. Go for it.
Right. I like shouted it at you, and then I was like, "That was so rude. I'm sorry."
Aggressive insight check.
Yeah, aggressive. Aggressively. I rolled a 19 plus 3, so 22.
You see, he seems to be on the level.
Anna chimes in also in Gnomish. What about outside the Frosted Rose?
Oh, why would anyone go out when the weather is as bad as it is out there?
How do you get supplies?
Does everyone speak Gnomish?
Yes,
Yes.
Ruby Eye, you speak Gnomish as well?
I do.
Okay.
So Sierra's just sitting there confused.
That's a question for Buford, I think. He never seems to run out of ale, and I assume he brews it himself.
But it takes supplies.
Again, I am not familiar with the workings of the Frosted Rose outside of its entertainment, of course.
Well, I will give him 8 silvers for his trouble.
Oh, well, thank you very much. We'll put this into the travel fund, and maybe we'll take a look around at some point and see what's going on outside these doors, eh? The little girl, they're all in sort of halfway between clown and acrobat kind of gear. And the little girl has her hair and pigtails that are sticking out on either side of her head. And she is just enamored with Anna's outfit.
Is there anything in particular about my outfit? That
She likes the poofiness of the dress. because you have the crinolines and things, and she's
Yeah.
just has her hands like this, and she's kind of fluffing them and smiling.
Oh.
I kind of like. Sorry.
Yeah. It's a very lovely dress.
Thank you. I had it custom designed just for me.
Well, I hope to have something as nice as this someday. I'm mostly always wearing my work clothes so we can be ready, you know?
Well, someday I'm sure you'll get one too.
In Gnomish, I would like to ask her ready for what?
Oh, for a performance.
To perform?
Yeah. It's our, that's how we make our living. Me mom, me pa, and me, we just sort of do little shows for people as they come through. It's been quiet, but, it's fun.
Do you ever go exploring outside? We're just curious as to what's around here.
I've been upstairs, and I try and go over. I only get a few coppers from time to time, but I try and spend them at the convenience store, help the local economy. But, no, I mean, it's cold outside, and it's warm in here.
I would like to exchange a concerned and suspicious glance with my table mates. Guys, I think there's something going on here. No one seems to leave.
I mean,
They might just be comfortable.
yeah, they have a point. It is pretty cold.
There.
Are you speaking common again?
Yes,
Yeah.
sorry. I was speaking common for telling you guys there's something weird.
Yeah. I think back.
What are they saying?
Just telling us she performs and she hangs out upstairs in the general store. No one seems to go outside. The Frosted Rose is safe, but there was silence on what the outside's like. It could be nothing, but it just seems a little weird. This place in the middle of nowhere. By all intents and purposes, it's very successful, or at least successful enough, with minimal visitors. Like, how do they get supplies? It's weird.
Well, why don't we talk to who's its face?
Buford.
Yeah, that one.
I'm still mighty concerned about that chap at the bar.
Oh,
We can walk around them.
do we? Sierra, do we know that you cast detect magic? You didn't get anything. You didn't get any pings off of him. You were only checking the drinks.
I checked everything within 30 feet, apparently.
Okay, and there were no.
There was, you wouldn't know this, but there was, I'm sure I would have mentioned that,
Yeah.
I'm not picking anything up. It doesn't mean there's no poison in the drink. It's just,
No magical poison.
there's no,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was just wondering if you had communicated, if you had sensed anything off of that
Sure.
dude. He's the one we're
Yeah.
all suspicious of.
It's at this point that while you're talking, this guy at the bar slams his hand again on the table, and he says, "Whiskey, now, or I will burn this place to the ground."
Whoa there, fella. I think maybe you need to calm down. I think,
At this point, Buford
I'm going to be standing up, by the way,
yeah.
leaving a tip on the table of a couple silver pieces.
Buford says, now, Rabbit, it's all right. I'm getting the whiskey. We've got customers, so I have to make sure that they are happy. I'll bring the bottle right over. Now, don't get your biscuits in a basket. Random dwarven saying.
How do dwarves like their biscuits then, if not in baskets?
In their mouths!
Yes.
Obviously. And in butter.
Yeah. Straight from the oven into the mouth.
The only way.
The guy at the bar says, as Buford brings over the whiskey and pushes it towards him, he says, "If you ever call me Rabbit again, you better sleep with one eye open."
At this point, I kind of chime in. You know what, Bunny? Settle down.
You hear a glass shatter, and he turns around and faces just like uncomfortable squeak on the stool as he turns towards you, and he says, he's got a blood dripping from the hand where he crushed the glass, and you all see his face for the first time. He doesn't look like he'd be much older than 18. The coat is the only thing providing any kind of shoulders to him. As you can tell, that it's a size too big. It was made for someone with a lot more muscle. He has like the outfit of a ranch hand underneath the coat. And Anna, if you can give me an insight roll.
Sure. Shit, where are my dice?
You said the bartender was dwarvish, right?
Yeah.
Was a dwarf? I'm going to ask him a question, maybe while Anna's rolling.
Ooh,
Sure.
21.
He has hatred and fear in equal amounts in his eyes. Ruby, are you sidling over to the bar to talk to?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind chatting with the bartender in dwarvish a little bit.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
hey, what's
Yep.
what's up with this dude? Also, are you the only dwarf here?
I don't know if now's the time to talk. And he looks over, and the guy at the bar, Rabbit, is starting to. He's gotten off the stool and he's sauntering over to the table with your friends. Sorry, who are you? He says to. He leans into Anna.
Just passing through.
Right. Well, I think it might be time for you to continue your pass.
I'll leave when I'm ready.
I think
just,
you'll leave now.
Yeah. Walker stands up and just like stands next to Anna, like in front of this, like blocking this dude. Still allowing her to speak, but like just being a physical like presence.
I'm gonna go behind and just like maybe whisper to Anna, like, I think it's better to keep quiet. This guy's bad news.
Anna kind of nods that to acknowledge that she heard you speak, but her pride is also very like. So her fingers are currently twitching by her hip, wanting to grab one of the revolvers.
He has a long sword on his belt, and he dragged the bottle over with him, and he takes a swig from the bottle.
I'm going to walk back over towards the table, and I would like to use my powers of persuasion to maybe help calm Anna down and de-escalate the situation with Rabbit and say, you know what, we're sorry, we're just passing through and we've been kind of rude. You know, we'll leave shortly. We just like to finish up, and we'll be out of your hair.
He takes another swig from the bottle and says, last thing I want to do is take business away from Buford. You're lucky I like him. But I suggest you don't linger.
We weren't planning on it. Thanks for your patience. And I'm going to, like, glare at Anna and be like, we can't start fights everywhere we go.
And if you call me anything like what you called me before, I'll come for you and your family. Enjoy your drinks. And he goes back to the bar.
Behind his back, just to the table, I kind of like, thanks, Bunny.
He's getting a perception check. He doesn't hear it. You see him wipe the bloody hand on his coat and shake the pieces of glass out of the hand. And then for a second, his hand is shaking. And then he clenches it and slams it on the table again and on the bar again and asks for another glass. It's at this point that Buford gets him a glass and comes over to the table and says, I'm sorry you had to see one of his outbursts. Yeah, he's just a kid, you know. He doesn't know. He was raised on a farm and he doesn't really he doesn't know much from much. So I'm not trying to apologize for him, but yeah.
What's got him so rattled?
You know, I don't rightly know. He pulls a chair over and he sits down. He's just always had a bit of a anger issue.
What's his real name?
His name's Tom Murphy. He got the nickname Rabbit because, despite his behavior, he's a little skittish when it comes to certain situations.
Like what?
If he gets snuck up on, or looks like things are getting to be dangerous, he tends to bolt. At least, I don't. That's my understanding. He drinks here all day. He passes out at the bar and starts it again the next morning. So, you are the first new people to be here in a while. So I guess he's taken his opportunity to get a little bit of yelling in, and I'm sorry that you were the target of that.
Not your fault, sir.
Well, no, I should have remembered not to call him that.
I want to ask him in Dwarvish, like, you're the bartender. Why not cut him off?
I want to keep everyone here safe. I feel like everyone here is, in a way, my family, like an extension of me. It's dangerous outside. It's safe in here. And if I can keep him drinking and to himself, then he isn't out yelling at other people or worse.
Do you have any family?
I think he used to. They don't come visit much, or at all. I haven't seen him. He doesn't talk about them, if they exist.
Does anyone come visit? Anybody?
We
Do you get guests?
The last time we had anyone here, was in... the days run together, but I would say it was probably a year and a half. Hunting party came through. They all had weird look in their eyes like you do, looking at this place, so... But they had some drinks, they stayed the night. They stocked up at the store. And then they were on their way.
Okay. It's a while between guests.
Oh, it's, we like it quiet here.
Fair enough.
We have our entertainment and we have lots to do, so...
That seems like you're operating like a big family. Is there, and I want to ask him again in Dwarvish and say, like, is there anything around here that we should be aware of outside? Is there, everybody's talking about safe. Is there something maybe we should be on the lookout for?
Oh, wild animals, occasionally. Occasionally we get a bear or wolf knocking over the rain barrel, and certainly keep an eye on your horses while they're tied up out front, but
okay.
No, I mean, we're in a quiet patch, not a lot of trouble. If there was any trouble, I'd try and serve it a beer, to be honest.
Fair enough, thanks. Well, friends in common. Friends, shall we get going? Maybe get some supplies at the general store and continue on our way?
I have some questions for that kid. Happy to go alone while you check out the store, though.
You think that's safe?
You're not too far, and bartender seems pretty able to keep him calm.
Honestly, like, I could go with you.
I don't think that's the best idea.
Well, Sierra, I'm not Not your mother, but I'll be here should something go wrong.
Appreciate it. Want to go to the store first, or should
I totally want to go shopping, guys.
Ooh, I want to ask the bartender about candy.
Right. All right, so where's everyone going?
I'm going to be going to the general store, but I do want to ask about the candy.
Okay.
I'm
He
going to
says,
general
I'll meet you over there. I run both sides, so let me finish up here at the bar, and then I'll come and meet you. Sierra, are you staying at the bar? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I want to go talk to Tom.
Can I get what's your passive perception?
It's just the...
Should be somewhere on the left-hand side of...
Yeah, it says it underneath saving throws.
Passive perception is 13.
Okay. He ducks behind the bar as if to get something, and then the man at the bar, you realize he's staring right at you. I thought I made it clear that I don't want any company.
Just put my hands up and say, I just wanted to apologize for what happened and offer you a drink. I'm sure you don't get much variety out here, and I carry my own whiskey. Pretty good, if I say so myself.
Yeah. This is shit. And he pours the glass out onto the bar and then slams the glass down in front of you. Let's see what you got.
Pull it out and pour him a pretty healthy glass and pour myself a healthy glass.
He drinks most of it in one go and then puts it down in front of you again. He's like, not bad. Top me up.
Top him up.
What's your name, stranger?
I'm Sierra, and what do you prefer to be called?
Sierra. I know that name.
It's not uncommon in the mountains.
Belonged to a little girl I met once. I think I was working on their farm. Anyway, my name is Tom.
Hi, Tom.
I'm not much for conversation.
I understand. It's just whiskey usually makes it easier.
Not really.
No,
Not based on how much whiskey I drank.
it's true. Your tolerance does tend to go down.
So we'll switch over to the convenience store, the general store. And just as you step through the doorway, Buford's already behind the counter. All right, shoppers. What can I do for you? Obviously, it's a lot of just sort of mountain climbing equipment and, the basics of adventuring. But, yeah, what can I do for you?
I've got a friend with a sweet tooth.
Right.
Do you have anything I could bring back for her?
The closest thing we have to a snack is a dwarven hardtack. Mostly because it'll last an eternity on the shelf. It has no known shelf life. So I would not call it sweet, though. I would call it tastes very practical.
Yeah, I don't think Lunabelle will like that. Thanks anyways.
Yes, I'm sorry I don't have anything more appealing food-wise. But if you need rope, I got more rope than I know what to do with. And if you need a pickaxe or a sifter for if you're near the river, I've got lots of options.
I'm just going to be browsing.
As you look around, stuff here seems to be... There's a lot of dust on things, and not a lot has been moved in a while. There are as a woman of the mountains, you have seen mining equipment and that kind of stuff, and so you know sort of what is being used regularly by dwarves, and a lot of this stuff seems to be from a few generations ago equipment.
So how do you get supplies?
Oh, well, I try to stock things that are going to stick around a long time, like the hardtack, and then, of course, equipment to, I don't...
I mean, these are kind of vintage, I'm going to say in Dwarvish.
They don't make it like they used to, so...
No, they don't. We're a couple versions ahead on that now. Is it just hard to come by supplies up here?
Yep, very hard. Again, no one has been here in a year and a half, and I mean, I did buy some things off of those hunters, and he gestures to a barrel that has a few, has like a long sword and some arrows and stuff, and they do look newer, relative to the rest. So, right, are you mining, or are you... What do you need?
Talking on mute, sorry. We're just exploring. Do you have any maps?
Oh, no, no, I mean, it's just forest for the most part. He scratches the back of his neck and he says, it's kind of a terrible place to build anything, but, no maps, unfortunately.
That's too bad. And I could always go for some more rope, but I've got a fair bit right now. What do you have behind the counter? And I'll give him a knowing wink.
Well, I don't normally sell stock, of course, seeing as it's difficult to get more, but, if you're looking for some booze for the road, I could probably set you up with a whiskey bottle or two.
I mean, I'm pretty good for whiskey. I've got some of that back where we came from. But I don't know, I was thinking maybe something magical or unique.
Oh, we're simple folk here. I don't trade in any of that hocus pocus business. I feel like if you've got magic about, then only trouble follows it.
Fair enough.
We like to keep things simple.
How about some warm clothing? Do you have any of that?
Oh, that I can do.
Cold, as you said outside.
Yes, we've got a lot of good fur cloaks to keep yourself comfy, cozy. He pulls out a couple in a couple sizes. One looks like it would fit a dwarf a little better, and one more of a average humanoid shape.
Does he have any boots?
No, unfortunately. We do have some fur scraps you can wrap around your legs. Tie them up. Keeps you toasty.
I will, does the cloak look like it's in good shape, or?
Yeah. They're kind of roughly made, but they seem to be in good... They have a bit of dust on them.
Looks warm?
Yep.
I'll pick up a cloak.
Wool fur or something like that.
I'll pick up a cloak. We'll, say, how about 6 silver?
That's more than reasonable, yeah. So, fine. 6 silver. You know what? 6 silver for the two of them. It's fine.
Wonderful.
Back at the bar, you are silently sipping whiskey. This is the longest I've ever let someone sit beside me.
I could say the same. For a stranger.
Oh, we're all broken around here, huh? All just loners.
I mean, you probably wouldn't live out here if you weren't. Did you always live out here?
Feels like it.
You don't seem so old, though. I mean...
Looks can be deceiving.
Just older than you look, I guess?
Oh, I feel older than I look.
Sounds like you've lived a bit of a hard life.
No one's lived a harder life than me, Missy. You ever think that whole world's out to get you?
I feel like that sometimes, certainly.
Like, some people are just born losers.
Well, I think losing is very much how you react to the situation.
I find myself in losing situations quite a bit. And I'm starting to think that I might be broken in some way.
Why do you say that?
Nothing's gone right for old Tom Rabbit Murphy.
Well, you don't leave this bar, what can go wrong?
I just have memories of times before. I remember blood on my hands and parents' bodies in front of me. I don't know if I did it or someone else did.
It sounds awful.
They're all a jumble.
I'm so sorry.
It's normal, right, to wanna... Never mind.
To what?
Someone upsets you. It's normal to want to toss them out a window. Everyone feels like that, right? Everyone gets mad sometimes, right? And you just get that urge. Fills up inside of you, right? That's normal.
Everyone gets urges sometimes.
It's normal to crush a glass in your hand when someone talks to you funny. That's normal, right? I'm just completely normal.
I think it depends on what you've been
Everyone
through.
feels like me sometimes, right? I'm not alone here, right?
No.
Missy?
No. I think I certainly react, well, violently when I'm put upon, but, sometimes I try and remember good things to calm myself down or to take a step back.
It sure would be nice to have good things to remember.
You can make those things happen.
No, I can't. And he
Why?
tosses the rest of the whiskey back, and just throws it against the wall behind the bar. Some people are born losers, Sierra.
It's
And
not true.
I'm kind of tired of it.
Sometimes you gotta make your own fate, man. Sure.
Sure. A lot of people blowing a lot of smoke up my ass. But nothing good ever comes of it.
Sounds like you made some sour deals.
Sounds like I'm done talking.
It's fair enough.
So we're going to try the second break here. We'll be back in about 10 or so minutes. Remember to check out the subscription and stuff down below, and everyone can have another little pee break or get some more drink or whatever. So, creepy guy at the bar. Fun. We'll see you all in 5-10 minutes. Okay, we're back for the last part of episode 12. Things are starting to feel a little unsettling at the old Frosted Rose. And, back in the shopping side, Buford is looking a little tensely back at the bar. So the furs are yours. Is there anything else?
Got anything shiny?
Any potions?
No. Again, simple stuff, easy to restock. That's what we have.
All right. Well, thanks, Buford.
Jonas is digging through. He's there, and he's totally still been there the whole time. And he is digging through the box of stuff that was bought from the hunters. And there's a couple of daggers, which he reaches in and pulls out and puts them down. I figure these maybe be better than the railway spikes I've been chucking.
Those look so cool.
Probably a good idea.
I mean, I'm still going to chuck railway spikes, but but daggers are a little more aerodynamic. He says, "How much for these?" And Buford says, "Oh, it's a copper piece or silver piece, whatever you got in your pocket there. Doesn't. I need to get back to the bar. If you just leave the money on the counter, that's great. I dropped something," and he ducks behind the counter.
Anna, like, peeks over the counter.
He's gone. And on
Is there a trap door? Like, is there some reason?
You'll have to get back there to look. And Sierra, you are startled as Buford appears almost like it's like out of nowhere and says, "Can I get you another drink there, miss? I see you've befriended old Thomas here."
Yeah, we'll do you only have the one kind of whiskey, or?
I've got that bottle of scotch that I keep for myself. But, if Tom is making a friend, then I'm gonna do my best to provide. So, right. He goes and grabs a scotch bottle. It's about 3/4 full. Pours a couple of glasses. And he says, "Now, Tom, this is a sipping whiskey. So take it slow. Because it's all you're getting."
It's very kind of you.
I don't like when he patronizes me.
I think it's out of concern.
Concern ain't got me much.
Depends on who it's coming from. Sometimes you have to ask for what you need.
Oh, I have done a lot of begging in my life. No one answers.
No one?
Nobody. Sometimes I just want to knock it all down. You know?
Knock what all down?
Everything. Just wherever there's people, or people are just walking disappointment. And so if I can just cave everything in on their heads, then they won't be able to disappoint me anymore.
I mean, it's hard to live alone. I've done it. I've done it for a long time. But I've met some folks recently, and my life's improved a good deal.
Well, that's great for you. That's really great. I'm happy.
Just keeping an open mind is helpful sometimes.
Sometimes my mind feels so open that it's burning away.
It's burning away, huh?
Like I'm the only one who can see what's really going on. Just how terrible everyone is. What's everyone else doing right now?
I'm looking at Anna and asking, like, did you just see that? Did he just disappear?
Anna, like, climbs over the counter to go look for a trapdoor. Like, where the fuck did he go?
Give me an investigation roll, please.
Okay.
Can I help her?
Sure. If you're both kind of looking, Anna, you can do with an advantage.
Okay. All right. 14.
As best as you can tell, there are no like metal things to pull open the floor. It seems like flat floorboard all the way across.
Anna starts like stomping her feet down to try to hear for like something hollow, like looking at Ruby eyed, like.
Give me a perception roll,
What?
Anna.
Okay.
As you have a hissy fit of some kind.
Damn it. 6.
Yeah, I mean, there's very little behind the bar, and seems like all money that has been collected has just been sort of tossed on the top shelf below. And as you kind of look at it, there are denominations of like Bellisk gold coins and things that are dated, you know, from when the bar was supposedly opened. So, just sitting on this shelf. There's no container for them or anything like that.
I pick up the oldest coin I can find and like flip it over to Rubier.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of this?
I'm gonna lick it for science.
Mm-hmm.
And am I able to detect that it is in fact like the proper metal or something?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, you've tasted gold before, and you know that this is 100% a gold coin. It's got the weight. It's got everything. It's just
gold.
It's just an old minting.
Still gold. So I mean,
It's not that
it's kinda
unusual.
weird.
Dwarves keep their gold for a long time, and you probably back home have a
Yep.
couple gold coins that are older than this. So
I mean, it's money. It's still worth it, but we should really put it back before someone thinks we're stealing. Also, though, I would like to leave this place.
Walker, what are you?
Post-haste.
What have you been doing right now, other than making gym-style glances at the camera every time someone says something? Yeah.
Walker hates it in here. I was debating having her go upstairs and talk to some of the ladies to like
Sure.
see what they have to say, because I feel like we've talked to everyone so far and haven't gotten much answers. But I don't know. I wanted to speak to Buford, but he just booped away.
You can see him over at the bar cleaning glasses and stuff.
Okay, can I
Yeah.
like walk over there and kind of like stay off to the side a little bit so as not to like interrupt Sierra's talk
Mhm.
with the rodent? Yeah. Can I go
Yeah,
down?
yeah. He spots you right away and he comes over and can I try another drink or something? Sorry, we didn't have what you were looking for at the store, but
No, you're fine. I just wanted to check. I mean, you said you guys don't get much visitors out here. You don't got any new stock. Is that something you'd be interested in? Would you be interested in having more visitors out here? Would you be interested in seeing more people? It seems like you really like just the little group you have here. You seem rather tight knit.
yeah. Well, they've settled in and we've sort of bonded. It's not unusual to have an inn that has some regular. That as the inn rooms turn to apartments. It's not that weird, is it? It's not weird.
No, that's perfectly fine. But would you? It's a nice charm you got there. It's real pretty.
Yeah, the hurdy-gurdy is, I have no idea what that is. Ghost, I suppose. I suppose, more people would be good. I guess, I don't know. I don't know how well this is working out with you here, but, Tom seems to have calmed down, which is new.
Is that a main focus of yours? Just keeping Tom calm?
Well, no one likes some.
Tom seems pretty grumpy. Stomps around here at all.
No one likes a man just yelling all the time at the bar.
So isn't he kind of a problem? Wouldn't you want to kick him out? Wouldn't you want to?
Even if I could, I wouldn't. I got a soft spot for old Tom. He's just a kid. He's just a lad.
All right. Well, we were set to look on ahead for a group, and if we were going through here, is there any area you would recommend us going through? Would you want us directing people to your establishment for more patrons, or
Are the people you'd be directing here bothersome?
depends on your definition of bothersome? I mean, they got coin, they got interest in getting things, borrowing, buying, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I haven't had a lot of use for coin in recent years. I just mean, are they gonna dig around? Are they nosy?
Do you have anything buried you don't want dug up?
I just want the privacy of my patrons to be maintained. There's a quiet establishment and people come here to think. And the last thing I'd want is the big city folks rolling in. asking too many questions. Present company accepted, of course.
Ugh, like, I don't know. I like want to do some sort of like a check or something, and I don't know what I can do right now. I'm just like, ugh. All right. I mean, we don't want to bother y'all. That's why I was kind of asking what your preference was, because we could, send people on through, or we could advise them to go around. I was wondering if you had any suggestions of directions we should be looking and heading in. Anything we should be. That's all I was asking. I mean,
those hunters, they talked about the deep woods.
The deep woods. What's that?
Well, just where the trees get dense and things you can't really move without bumping into some kind of plant life or creature. And just it's dangerous there, undeveloped. They said that I overheard some of their stories talking about how strange things are rumored to be hidden out there. But I don't know. The adventuring life's never been for me. I set up shop and this is where I'll stay. If you were to bring people, I would just appreciate them to keep themselves to themselves and, sure.
You don't want nothing to change. Everything kind of stays the same here?
Well,
would you say it's stayed the same for a set time since anything, maybe happened here?
That's a very unusual question. I mean, I'm sure if you had met me when I opened this place, I would look 50 years younger.
50 years, eh? Interesting. You do look real great for your age. Thanks for your time. I'm gonna be off now. Bye! I'll walk away.
All right, then.
Can I investigate stuff in the shop? You said it looked hundreds of years old?
No. 50 okay. Years old.
Okay, cool then.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's Anna and Ruby Eye doing right now?
I think Anna's trying to nonchalantly kind of eavesdrop on the conversation.
Sure.
I'm heading back to the main bar area, and I'm gonna leave I'm gonna collect my things and maybe hint that we should get going before it gets too dark, and
Sierra,
and we should probably leave without making a big fuss.
Tom finishes off his drink and says, gonna hit the head. I'll be right back, I guess.
Gonna hit the head?
Bathroom.
Of course.
He gets down off the stool, and Walker, you're watching every movement in this place with like a hawk at this point. And for the first time, you see a thin red thread connected to the heel, to Tom's heel, as he walks.
Where's it connect? It's connected to his heel, and it's going where?
It runs in behind the bar, and it's thin, but you can see it, and it shifts along as he walks to the washroom, yeah, the water closet.
I imagine I probably saw that Anna was interested in this conversation, so I go on over to her, and I'm like, something ain't right. I don't like it. I'm seeing weird things. These folks are weird.
I mean, they don't even have candy here. What's up with that?
Yeah, that's a thing. That's true, I suppose. I saw something just now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't got good. This isn't. I don't know. Can I? Well, is there some sort of like a? Do I get any sense, Jordan, that like of like unnatural from here? Like, do I get any like thing like that?
Give me a just a general wisdom roll, please.
Wisdom. Thank God you didn't say intelligence. Oh, still not the best. 14.
The unease that you feel is natural,
Okay.
in that you personally feel uncomfortable in this situation.
Okay.
As far as like an aura of evil or anything like that, you don't sense that so much.
Okay. Yeah. So then I guess to Anna, I'm just like, maybe it's just me. I don't like it, but I guess there's nothing. Yeah, I guess there's nothing too funny. But I swear I just saw something stuck on that guy. Like he was attached to the bar. He was connected to it. Like actually connected to it. Like I know, like in a bar and all, but like.
Jonas is flipping a dagger and he's about to throw it at a dartboard, and he hears you and he says, "Walker, I think you've had one too many."
I think I ain't had enough. Maybe I need more.
That could be the case, yeah. I'll get another round, I suppose. And he goes over and looks for beer. Your eyes kind of look across the floor, Walker, and you notice that there are these red threads connected to the feet of the gnome family as well.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm gonna go over to Sierra now and be like, "Hey, you were talking to that guy. Did he say anything funny? Is there anything weird going on? You
There's
think?"
nothing not weird about this place, and there's nothing not weird, especially about him. I hate to say this, but I don't think I can leave. I think this man has something to do with my past, and I need to know before I can leave. And I'm really sorry. I don't think you all should have to stay with me, but I can't leave yet.
Anna comes, like, joins in this huddle.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to and see what's being chatted about.
Jonas leans into the huddle and hands out beers to everyone. What's going on?
Secret stealthy drink.
Right. Is everything all right?
Walker's gonna look at her drink, but not drink it, and then look over at Sierra and be like, "If you're not leaving, I'm not leaving either. But I don't have good feelings, and I swear I'm seeing things." And
what do you see?
Buford, I mean, looks at like Anna and Ruby and like, did Buford like disappear? Was that a thing?
Yeah, you're not imagining it. We saw that. It was weird. I'm ready to get out of here, guys.
At this point, Tom returns and says,
I'll like
"Whoa,
move over because I don't want to like.
yeah, it's getting
Gonna
a
make
little
space for him.
crowded at my bar."
Like, they can move.
We'll move on over, sir. We just came and talked to our friend for a second. Now you're back. We'll give you your space.
Anna kind of, like, walks away, but, like, facing him, doing the, like...
He just squints.
Don't mind her. She has very strange manners for someone so well bred.
I think Walker's gonna try and get Anna and Ruby to come with her to like a table that's like as near as possible to Sierra so that we're not too far from them, but we're giving that dude a space so that she can keep having her conversation that she clearly wants to have.
The only real option is to sit down with the gnomes. That's the closest table.
I'm gonna go out and check on my horse.
Mm-hmm.
The horses. Because they did say, there was some stuff to watch out for them. So I would like to try leaving and checking on the horses.
You step out the front door of the Frosted Rose, and there's all your horses all in a row.
Okay. Can I walk a little bit off? I mean, I'm assuming I'm standing sort of on like a porch or a veranda. Can I try walking onto the ground
You
just a little bit past the horses?
You take a few steps and the snow crunches underneath you and...
Never. So could I do a perception, just make sure everything seems real to me?
Sure.
Or is that okay? I don't know. I have heebie-jeebies about this place. I have a 10.
I mean, you've seen wooden buildings in your time and cottages and cabins, and that's what this is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm just gonna go back in and sit down with Walker and Anna.
Did Walker mention the string, or is it just like only you've seen it?
I think I mentioned the...
You said you were seeing things.
Yeah, I mentioned that it looked... Well, the other two also confirmed that it looked like Buford disappeared for a second. And I think I mentioned that I was seeing, like, it was weird, like, people were weirdly connected to the bar. But I didn't specifically say red strings.
Try and just cast Detect Magic again?
Sure. There's nothing. Same nothingness that was there previously. I think I would like to apologize. Except that I think I'm apologizing for something that hasn't happened yet.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Some people feel like sometimes you meet a person and you feel like, even losers like me feel sometimes that our destinies are tied together. And I just have this strange feeling that someday I'm going to do something awful to you.
I think you make that choice.
I feel like I already have. And that terrifies me. So I'm going to apologize now before it happens. That's the best I can do.
I don't believe that. You get to make those choices. We all make choices.
I don't think my memories belong to me.
That sounds very scary.
Yep. So, whoever I'm apologizing on behalf of, I hope that they change their ways in time, but again, I feel like the bad thing has already happened.
I think I understand.
Thanks for the drink. It was better than the swill that he serves me here.
Sometimes you can leave the bar once in a while.
No.
No?
No, not even sometimes.
So, how long has it been since you've left this bar?
I remember coming in. For a drink. I just finished working on the farm. That farm that your namesake, the kid, Sierra, lived on. And I came in for a drink. They worked me real hard there. And then I remember that coming in. I remember coming in and sitting down at the bar. And now I feel like every day I drink that same beer. Does that make sense?
I don't know, it makes sense, but I think I believe you.
So I've been here a couple hours, and I've been here an eternity, and it's all the same.
Same people in here every day too, I guess.
That's right, and I can hear them thinking sometimes.
What do you hear?
I don't know. The gnomes are humming tunes to themselves, and Buford is counting shot glasses, and I mean, it's not unusual things for them to be thinking, but I feel like our minds are wired together.
Do you like it?
I don't know anything else, so yeah, I guess. We feel like we're one, you know? That sounds weird. I think this beer is actually getting to me.
Maybe you should get some rest.
I don't want to.
Do you rest?
No. I drink. I wake up at the bar drinking some more.
Sounds like... That sounds awful.
I don't know that I don't really want you to tell me what's good for me or not. So, you know, you ain't my mama, and maybe I think it's time that maybe it's time you rattle on with your friends. I think that this is I've already said too much, and my business is none of yours. So, Sierra, with the hat, I think it's time. I think we're done. Friendship over.
I understand.
I'll cover your drinks. You know, it was nice of you to share some booze with me, but I think that Buford's swill is still better for me.
Well, if you change your mind.
I'm not gonna.
Alright. I'm just gonna tip my hat and walk back to my friends. And say that something's definitely not right here. I don't detect any magic, but something's going on. That kid, something's wrong with him.
I'm gonna lean in really close to everyone and be like, this might sound crazy, but I swear I see he's connected to the bar with a string or something. He's attached to it. Sort of. He's not the only one.
Where do they all lead? Can you follow it to the end? Can we see it? Can we see it?
Everyone give me perception checks, please.
21.
I got a 1 plus 3.
Right.
I also got a 1.
All right.
Hate my dice.
Sierra, you've been drinking a fair amount of whiskey at the bar, and your eyes are crossing just a little bit as you try and focus on what Walker's describing to you. Ruby Eye, your eyes aren't that great. It's just a fact of things, and
it must be the ruby that's filtering out the red.
Yeah, maybe it is like
I
working
can't-
like a filter.
You can't see the red with your red eye.
Exactly.
That makes perfect D&D sense. But Anna, yeah, you not the most observant person in the group, but you do notice all the people who were in the bar before have these thin red threads that all lead along the ground towards, sort of half obscured by dust, but you see them all moving along to one little hole in the bar. Sort of like a mouse hole.
Okay, I kind of grab Walker and sort of to indicate that I see them, and just sort of nudge or nod towards that hole.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just cut them?
What will that do?
I don't know. They're not magic.
At this point, Madalena has come over, and she drops a thing of peanuts on the table and says, this is also on the house.
Guys, don't eat. We've already drunk. Let's not. I mean, we may already be screwed. Let's not eat.
Why won't you eat the peanuts? They're just salted peanuts. They're made to make you thirsty so you have more to drink.
Allergic.
We all have
We're
peanut
all
allergies.
allergic.
They're deadly.
They make us
but
pregnant knives.
We all met at a like Peanuts Anonymous like sort of meeting, and like it's just.
All you have to say to me is that you don't want the peanuts, and I will take them away.
Thank you. It would probably be best.
I am sorry for your illnesses. She grabs it and chucks it back up onto the bar, leans over and says something to Buford, and they chuckle.
Does she have a string going out her foot to the bar?
Mm-hmm.
Can I walk over to the bar and like sort of like lean over it and kind of like go for grabbing the peanuts and be like, on second thought, maybe we will have those peanuts. Thank you real much. And I want to like lean over and try and see if I can see a red string attached to Buford's foot.
Sure. Excuse me. Give me a perception roll.
Oh.
You talking backwards now? That's weird.
Yeah, it's my demon speak. Yeah. 9 plus 5, 14.
You can't tell.
Mm.
Can I sort of pick up on what Walker's doing and kind of like also just sort of like do that, lean on the bar, just take a peek?
Sure.
Ooh, 9. Not good.
Can I help you, ladies? I'm the barkeep here, so I'll just get whatever you need from behind the bar.
Nah, these peanuts are good. Thanks so much. And like head back to the table with the peanuts. Don't intend.
Madalena said you were allergic. It doesn't matter.
I realized that was walnuts, not peanuts. Thanks so much.
All right, enjoy them.
Where's Jonas?
He's like 3 drinks in. He's got his feet up on a table and his hat pulled down over his eyes. I rolled for him for the perception check. He rolled a 1, so he doesn't have much of an interest in this. Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, Jonas, can I borrow one of?
Sorry, what?
Hey, but you can just go right on back to sleep if you want. But first, can I just borrow one of those daggers you just got?
Anna pulls out one of hers and like spins it and hands it to Walker.
Is there going to be a fight? I want to participate if there is going to be a fight. Are we fighting something?
I feel like you should just go back to sleep.
I feel like I want to fight something. Is someone going to fight us? And he's like looking around.
Not yet, but if nothing happens, you and I can fight later.
All right, fair enough. But he like shifts his chair so he can see the rest of the bar better, and puts his feet up, but doesn't pull his hat as far down, so he can keep an eye on what's going on.
Turn to everyone. I was like, the only thought I have is throwing this dagger at one of those strings and seeing what the fuck happens. What do y'all think?
Do it.
I'll wait for everyone, because I don't know what the fuck might happen. What do you think?
Try to cut it physically rather than throwing it.
Yeah, that might be.
Accuracy of throwing a dagger at a string seems really intense.
Maybe we could pretend to be adjusting our boot laces or something and just happen to slice one of those things.
I guess I was gonna ask Sierra if you wanted to do it your friend, since you've gotten kind of close to him and stuff like that, but I guess you can't see the strength, so that all sounds like a bunch of crazy talk to you, and I guess I should just go do it myself.
Enough time has passed that Sierra's focused on what was going on. Like, everyone, after, a few minutes is real, like, and,
See them.
yeah. It's
We
just,
can see them.
you roll to see them immediately, and along with everyone else. But yeah, at this point, you can see them as they move, as the people move around in this place, that the tethers kind of move with them.
Part of me is more inclined to see where they're coming from.
I tried to peek over the bar, but I couldn't see anything. I don't know.
The hole must go into a wall, right? Like, if we were to, like, You said they go into a hole.
They go into like a little mouse-sized hole that's in the bar. So somewhere beyond the other side of the bar, they potentially, you assume they continue?
Where are the washrooms in relation to the bar?
As you came in, they'd be on the right-hand side, underneath the stairs that lead up to the next floor.
So not near the bar.
No.
Wait, sorry.
Okay.
What if someone starts a fight with Jonas as a distraction, and we can go look behind the bar?
That seems like a terrible idea.
I mean, maybe someone could just start singing, or there's other distractions other than...
Well, what else is gonna pull?
I mean, the easiest
from
thing would probably be just to cut the thread first.
You're not curious to see where they're going or coming
Oh,
from?
for sure. I'm just saying, between the two things, accomplishing it, cutting the thread seems easier. I mean,
So, if they're going... I'm trying to visualize it. If they're going into the bar, like at the front,
Yeah.
they're not... We can't see if they're coming out behind it.
That's what we were trying to peek at.
Yeah, they were trying to look, but they couldn't see where the connection was, and
Yeah.
so you just don't know where they're heading.
Is
They-
this
Walker-
the kind
Hmm?
of... Sorry, is this the kind of thing where there would be a basement underneath or anything like that? And is there a room behind the bar?
Your immediate, there is something of a kitchen behind the bar. You can see like a little window and into a simple kitchen with a hob and that kind of stuff. There is a back room to the behind the counter in the store as well. No evidence of a trap door, but you only looked in one spot. And you would imagine if there is anything underneath, it would have been extremely hard to dig out because of the frozen earth. So most of establishments that you have come across out in the up north are just built right onto the ground. But
what if?
you haven't looked around the
what if-
house or anything, so around the place completely.
I mean, you guys could probably distract Buford by going to the store, and like one of us could hide in the bathroom and then sneak out while he was over there. But I mean, everyone else would see. I don't know.
Far fight, far fight, far fight.
Okay, I have to say, I don't mind Anna's plan, but what I wanted to say was that the reason I was trying to peek over the side is because I talked to Buford a little bit, and he was talking all suspicious like about how he didn't want anyone disturbing his patrons. He wanted them to stay right here, and that seems like someone who's, I don't know, maybe got some red string people attached to him from underneath the bar.
So you think they're attached to Buford
I-
specifically?
Not necessarily. I think that's one possibility out of infinite spooky possibilities, none of which I like. I'm gonna be honest. There have been far too many ghosts on this trip, okay? Before this trip, 0 ghosts. Since this trip, too many ghosts.
Too many?
And I want to say, I'm afraid of no ghosts, but maybe I am.
I'm only half listening to this conversation as I am tired and drunk. But are you saying that all these people are ghosts? Walker? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know for sure, but something's weird. They're all-
Something is weird, all right. Yes.
I don't think they're ghosts, but I think something's wrong. And we're not gonna know what until we try and find the source. Or
Am
just
I
try-
able to see the threads now too, since it's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
so long?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna go cut the nearest one I see.
No.
Who do you want to cut? You can fairly clearly see the connections to different people.
The little girl goblin.
Ooh, what if that does bad things? Don't do it. I want to grab her.
Little girl gnome?
Yeah, that one. No,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. You can call them goblins if you want, but that's really racist.
It's wrong. No, I've already insulted elves.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay, what are you using? What are you using to chop it?
I I'm probably just gonna use my hand axe. Just like a gentle sort of, like a giant cleaver.
All right, and you're just kind of going to the middle of the room where the thing is and just leaning down and chopping it?
Is she in the middle of the room?
Well, no, but the string stretches across from the bar to her.
I was actually thinking I'd go talk to her and then subtly,
Okay.
have to tie my bootlaces and sort of chop.
Sure.
So I was
Just
gonna go talk to her.
a subtle child murder.
I'm not saying it's gonna kill her, but if it's gonna have a bad effect, I'd rather it be, the child we have to deal with instead of like scary dude in black.
Oh, I see.
Just saying.
You'd rather upset a child. I see.
Just gonna go do a murder on a gnome child. That's all. Like,
Do you think that's what it is? Then let's talk about this.
well, that's what I was trying to say.
You think?
Well, you said you were just gonna go do this, so you.
I
Just
know.
go do it.
That's why I didn't want to cut anything first and foremost. I wanted to try and see if we could find where they were connected. But I can't help but worry that if we sever their connection, what if that
Sets them all off.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, so
And
I'm gonna
Sorry.
walk over. I'm gonna start chatting up this little gnome girl and asking her.
You're a
to tell me-
dwarf. You're a dwarf like Buford.
Yeah.
We don't see a lot of
Yeah,
dwarves around here.
No way.
No, we don't see a lot of anybody really. Did you want another show?
Sure. What else do you do here for fun?
Oh, I chase sometimes some mice get in and I chase them around and I hang out with Selma sometimes upstairs. She's really fun. She's taught me a bunch of card games and things, and so we play together sometimes with Renault. And we find ways to keep ourselves entertained, stay out of the cold.
Cool.
It's very cool
Well,
outside. That's why we stay
Yeah,
here.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, sorry, my boot's unlaced.
Oh, you have to be careful, you'll trip.
Yeah. So instead of actually cutting it, though, now that I've talked to her, I'm gonna just go and I'm gonna pluck it, and see what, if any, kind of reaction that provokes. The thread. Is that doable?
Yeah, it's very easy. You reach down and you just pull it up a little bit and kind of let it twang, I guess is the
Yeah,
it's kind of slack. It's kind of slack,
Okay.
although it's a little tighter because she's a little further away from the bar.
So yeah, I'll want to get it a little slack so that or a little snug, sorry, so that I can
Sure.
release it and see what. Does anybody react? Well, I guess I'd have to check.
So you're pulling it snug. Are you plucking it on the kid side or on the rope side? Like you know what I mean?
No, sorry.
So like you're
Like,
tightening.
am I?
Yeah, are you plucking on the side that's connected to the kid? Or are you plucking on the
Yeah.
side that's heading back to the bar from where you're holding on to it?
Well, I figured I'd be grabbing between the kid and the bar.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah,
You
where's probably the more rope.
yeah.
or
So
thread.
you tighten it up just a bit, still trying to act like you're tying your shoes, and you pluck it.
I never learned. It takes me a long time.
I could teach you sometime if you want, and then you see the vibration go along the line and go up her, and her whole form just kind of wobbles with the vibration like it was, like she was made out of jello. And then she's still talking to you, and she says, up, over, and around and through, that's how you do it.
Guys, when I look back at everybody, we're leaving now.
Oh, don't go. We can put another show on, and there's always more beer to drink, please. We get so few visitors here.
Did
He
you
says.
all see that?
And
Um,
it's just kind of like
Were you all
Oh, I don't
were
know
you
about
all
that.
watching what was going on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
She just went jello-y and still talking. She's like a recording. We have to go. I don't think anybody here is real.
What do you mean? What are you saying about me? Mom, Pop, what's she saying about me? And she starts to, like, her eyes start to well up, and the mother gnome comes over and says, I don't think that you should be talking to my child like that. Now you've made her cry. How do you feel about that, huh?
I'm going to say in Gnomish, I meant no disrespect, but I think it's time for us to leave.
I think so. If you're going to be bothering and calling my child names like that after we put on that splendid show for you.
It was splendid. Thank you. I'm going to, like, back away towards everybody.
All right. What's everyone doing?
We really should go.
So we're gonna leave without answers?
Technically, we are supposed to be exploring in order to get Astrid, like, in exchange for Astrid's help.
I would say we explored this creepy bar. I can tell people to avoid it, but also I have many questions.
Sierra, did you finish the conversation you wanted to have? Are you all right? You seem to have the most connection here, so I just want to make sure you're cool if we're gonna be heading out.
Tom has left the bar.
What do you mean by left the bar?
I mean, he's got up from the bar and has walked over to your group. And he stands in front of Sierra and puts his hand out. And he says, I see that you're leaving, and I think that is wise. I know that you're trying to do me a kindness, and I want to shake on it. I want to say thank you.
I'm gonna, like, before she shakes his hand, I'm gonna go, just put a hand on her shoulder and cast protection from good and evil on her. Just give her a little pat on the back, like, nonchalantly, and then, like, secretly be casting that.
Sure.
I will tip my hat at him and nod my head. I'm not shaking his hand. Handshakes can be very consequential.
Okay. You shake his hand?
No.
Oh, you don't? Okay, sorry.
I tip my hat, nod my head, and say thank you. It's all right.
I feel like if he had known you now, I wouldn't be doing or have done what it is that I did or am gonna do.
Anna's trying to, like, follow that sentence and is visibly trying to, like...
The, like, math meme face?
Yeah.
What was done should never have been done. Whether I was known or not.
And what I'm gonna do is gonna happen. So, I'm sorry.
She's just, like, her fists are, like, very tight, and she just, like, pounds them on the table and is trying to, like, stay calm, but is very agitated.
He puts his hands up. I will, ladies, I'll retake my station at the bar. I'd like to say it was a pleasure to meet all of you, but that would be a lie. He tosses a leg over the stool, slams his hand, and says, Buford, I want another bottle, or I will burn this place to the ground. Then Buford says, all right, Rabbit, I'll get you another bottle of whiskey, no worries. And he says, I told you never to call me that.
Oh, gosh.
And you start backing out towards the door, I assumed is where you were heading. For now, what are you doing? It just seems like something like you had just gotten here, and it's sort of starting to happen again.
I think we should, I don't know, Well, you're shaking your head, Walker. What do you think?
If we all stepped outside and walked back in, would they all just say the same things all over again? Are they just like in a circle?
You could try it.
That didn't happen to Ruby Eye when she left and came back in.
That's true.
But everybody else was here.
There's
Yeah,
still...
we did a full reset. You know, you can't just like hope your computer turns. You have to turn it all the way off, turn it back on.
You tell me what you want to do. There's some notable things that are different from when you came in, which is shattered glass and blood on the floor from where he broke his glass. The kid is crying in her mother's lap. That wasn't happening. The hurdy-gurdy isn't playing, so... You can do some science if you want.
Lick it, guys!
What do we like?
I don't know.
I just want to leave.
Okay, if that's what y'all want, let's head out.
You know, I'll head out and come back in.
Do like a little like peek into the hall.
I don't know.
Ruby, did you want to do that? Everyone leaves and then you take a look?
I figure we can always come back if we still want to be here, if it still seems weird.
Yep. It's up to you.
Are you guys good with that?
Yeah.
So you all step out of the bar. The snow is still falling. You hear Buford say, "Thanks for your patronage. Come again," as the doors swing shut.
Okay, do we want to go back in?
I kind of want to look and see if there's a back door.
Like, let's do a walk around the premises. Like, do like a.
Sure. That's a good idea.
Let's go do that. See if
All
we
right.
see anything wonky.
You all start to head. Are you trying to be stealthy about it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not, at least.
Okay.
I'm being casual.
Jonas, who stumbles out after you, not realizing you had left already, says, "I didn't even pay you. Where you go? Where are you going?"
Well, we'll go back in and pay in a second.
All right. You have all been acting really strange. I'm worried about you. What are we looking for?
You can just stay with the horses. Why don't you just stay right here?
No, I'm gonna walk with you. I'm fine. I can walk fine.
You sure?
Yeah. Done it all
Okay.
my life.
What you need to do is like stand there and walk a straight line and put your finger to your nose. Can you do the? No.
I'll roll a dexterity check for him. Well, the die bounced up and landed on top of another die, so I think that is a good indication that he does it fine.
Damn it.
You don't tell me when I'm drunk, Miss Walker.
You don't know me.
Let's go. Let's go look at whatever you wanted to look at. And he starts marching around the side of the building.
Let's go.
As you get around to the back, you can kind of... There's some windows back there that look into the kitchen kind of area. And you notice that there are some storm doors that lead into something underneath. You know, like cellar doors that open up.
Are any of us particularly stealthy?
I'm capable
Rogue.
of stealth.
No.
There
and
are large, rusted but sturdy chains and a large padlock keeping them shut. And I think we're going to leave it there for now. It's 10 after 4. So as the snow falls around you and you're standing in front of a further mystery, we're going to call it a day on episode 12 of Cold Iron. Thank you for everyone watching. Thank you to my lovely players. Remember, tune in Wednesday, November 7th. This Wednesday, 8 to 10 for Queer Questers, featuring, I was going to say starring Emily. I mean, it's got a great cast. It features Emily for sure. So that'll be every Wednesday. Alicia is the other Cold Iron DM is Dungeon Mastering that. It's her baby. It's a adventuring school for adventurers, so it should be fun. Tune in next Saturday for the episode 13, which will be back to Winter Oak stuff. And also on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, is of course our Side Iron, where we will be giving no spoilers as to the mysteries that are unfolding. But you can always send us questions on Twitter, and we'll answer them on that show. Like-ascribe, I guess is what they say. If you like what you're seeing, drop us a subscription if you like, or send us a tip if you just want to do a one-time thing. And maybe next week they'll finally kill that kid. We don't know. So have a good weekend, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for playing, guys. Bye.